My name is Maria Weiner, and I'm the president of Florida Caregivers Network. So I am so ready to start this day. I've been ready for the past 7 months.
So have we.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the second annual Caregiver Conference, Getting Real About Reality. Today will be a special day for all the caregivers in this room and professionals that care or know someone that lives with dementia. I hope that by the end of this day, you guys are re-energized with all this information we're going to give you, have the tools, have all the resources for you to take care of your loved one. So we're going to start and we're going to get real about reality. Okay, everyone. Dr. Karen Truman is the president and founder of Dementia Caregiver Resources. She has been on the Alzheimer's Pathless path since 1959 when her grandmother was placed into a nursing home. She then witnessed her mother, several aunts, and uncles also stricken with this terrible mind-robbing disease. She has been a presenter for the professional attendees at national disease-specific conventions, and she won a North American Mature Publishers Association Award for her monthly column, The Caregiver's Path. A noted authority and author who for over 20 years has helped caregivers cope with loved ones with dementia, was recently cited as one of the nation's top memory care experts by Assisting Living Today. Her book has recently been added as an Alzheimer's dementia resource book with the National Institutes of Health. And I just want to welcome her. She's wonderful. Come, Dr. Karen Truman.
Thank you can you all hear me? Hi, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Maria. I'm glad you all remembered to come today. It's all good, right? It's all good. You're learning a lot, I hope. I have a lot of my caregivers in the audience. Thank you so much for being here today. It means a lot to us. My girls are going, Jeannie and Mary are going around with my handouts so that you can follow along really easily. There is a test. So I'm not kidding. My Gwen knows there's a test, right? There's always a test on there. So I really appreciate you all being here. But I just want to talk about who has the dementia. Sometimes I think it's me, right? Hello? Peggy, is it you or is it me? I know, because we've known each other for a very, very long time. Yeah. She was actually we do? I forgot. She was actually at my mother's funeral service, and that same day her mother died. So we're sisters in a lot of ways. Make me emotional. Oh my gosh. I know. Thank you. Anyway, caring for someone with dementia can be frustrating, exhausting, infuriating, agonizing. Is that true? Yeah, I know it is. Okay. So what do we have to do about that? Anybody know what we need to do? We have to think like a flamingo. Do you know? Anybody notice I have flamingos? Can you tell? Okay, everything I do has flamingos, okay? And there's a reason for that. And the flamingo, if you notice how pretty they are, they're beautiful. I even had a flamingo wedding. My husband was dismayed. But anyway, Lothar was there. But anyway, the flamingo you will usually see standing on one foot, right? Why do they do that? They are conserving their energy. And that's what us as caregivers need to do. We need to conserve our energy because this is a demanding job. Okay, it really is. So the girls are still coming around. Okay, let's move on a little bit. I'm going to kind of skip around a little bit, but statistics say that more than 80% of those with Alzheimer's disease have what is called, I can't say this word right, anosognosia. And that is more than a denial of a problem. There is a total lack of awareness. They don't have the awareness that they even have a problem. That's really tough, okay? So it's very common in persons who have had a traumatic brain injury, like our football players. We've all seen that going on a lot now. The football players, the soccer players with those head injuries, vascular dementia, Lewy body. Lewy body is a big deal. I have been a facilitator for them for several years. And I also was the social worker for the state of Florida for Huntington's disease. We had a center of excellence. So that's another big deal. And they have a total lack of awareness that they have an impairment. Okay, you are not alone. You as caregivers are not alone at all. Nearly 50 million Americans are taking care of an adult who used to be independent. 50 million. That's huge. Okay, so according to Gail Sheehy, she's the best-selling author of Passages in Caregiving. This is a caregiving role that nobody applies for. You don't expect it, you aren't trained for it, and of course you won't be paid for it. But you probably won't even identify yourself as a caregiver. So many women tell me it's just what we do. Okay. Did you know that Florida has twice the number of dementia cases per capita as the rest of the U.S. due to our age structure? So 1 in every 40 Floridians has a form of dementia. That's a lot. That's a lot. So, okay. All right. I'm gonna move on to page 2 here. Caregiving stages. Did you know that caregivers experience clearly defined stages as they travel the caregiving path? These stages can be understood as developmental tasks and adapting to the role of caregiver. So you're surviving, you're searching. That's where coming to the support groups come out. You're reaching out, you're finding the legal, the financial information. We have a lot of little information over here that you can certainly pick up. You're settling in, you're looking at Maria's for adult daycare. You're going for respite, and preventing caregiver burnout. How important is that? Those of you who come to my support groups know that I have a very burned out caregiver, okay? And the reason I say that is because in January, he put a pot of soup on his stove, okay? And he went to visit his wife in long-term care. He was there for 8 hours. When he came back, his entire house had burned to the ground. That's what I call a burned-out caregiver. Okay, and you know him. Okay, so pretty powerful stuff. Okay, and then we're separating as we do some placement. I had a gentleman that came and for the first time this morning. He came to my support group, and he brought his wife, and she went into the secured unit while he attended the group. So it was the first time they were separated in 61 years. So it was pretty powerful, but both of them survived. And he enjoyed the group, and he's coming back. So that's all that matters, okay? So the big question that we've heard over and over is, what's the difference between Alzheimer's disease and dementia? You think my husband always says, think of it as dementia is a category. So think of Jeopardy. Think if you're having a Jeopardy category, you have dementia, okay? Or you have a car. Or you have clothes. That's a category. Food is a category, but it's not exactly the kind of, there's many, many different kinds of dementia. So here's the quiz. I promised you all there'd be a quiz. It's right here on page 2. Do you have your pens or your pencils going on? You didn't get a handout? Who do you have any more handouts? Oh, no more handouts? Can somebody share? Share. Okay. Sorry. Anybody need a couple? Oh, there's a couple down here. Do you want to get one? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, what's the difference between Okay, well, that's answered right there. It's not a specific disease. I always tell my family members, if the doctor just says dementia, go find a new doctor, because that's not good enough. We need to get a real specific answer on that. Is all dementia Alzheimer's? No. Okay. Dr. Alois Alzheimer discovered the hallmarks of Alzheimer's disease, which are plaques and tangles in the brain in what year? I can't. It is A, 1906, over 100 years ago. Okay, long time ago. How many kinds of dementia are there? You're not reading. You're not reading your handout. Come on, Mike. You didn't get the second page? What do you mean you didn't get the second page? That's the newsletter. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I thought I had them both. They were doing the same thing. I apologize. I so apologize. Okay, I thought you had it. I apologize. I thought I had enough handouts. I guess the answer is over 100. Over 100. Over 100 kinds of dementia, okay? I don't know what kind you have, but I know. I have the caregiver kind, I think, Okay, all right. Other names associated with dementia include vascular, Lewy body, Parkinson's, head trauma, mild cognitive impairment, diabetes type, they're calling it diabetes type 3, Huntington's disease, alcoholism. What do you think? True. Okay. And what other kinds of dementia are named after doctors? Huntington's, Parkinson's, Down syndrome, Lewy body, all of these? All of these. Did you know that there's a Dr. Down? Dr. John Down. Down syndrome. Lewy, Dr. Frederick Lewy. Dr. Lewy was another scientist back in the day, long time ago. And he found some Lewy, what they call Lewy bodies in the brain. Yeah. So, okay. So how do we kind of prevent it? Isn't that important too? Prevention. Hello. Okay. So eating better. Blueberries are the bomb. Blueberries are wonderful. Local honey. How many of you eat your local honey? Yes. Okay. Local. Not right. Okay. Got it. Local is really good because that'll help your allergies too. Fresh everything, Greek yogurt, floss more. How about floss? Is that important? Flossing is huge. Okay. Where do we think of plaque? Plaque, we think of the teeth, right? Okay. So where can that plaque go? It can go up, or it can go down to the heart. So we want to floss more. Okay, flossing is really important. How many of you sleep with the TV on? I knew it. I knew it. Okay, I always get a few. Okay, how important is it when you came in here today? Did you drive here? Okay, did you leave your car running for the rest of the day? Why not? Why not? Would it be good for you when you left here? They would have no gas. It would have no oil. The engine probably be blown up, right? So what's it doing to your brain when we leave that on all the time? It can't rest. It cannot rest. It needs that downtime. Okay. How many of you sleep with the ceiling fan on? Okay. Why not? Okay, because you're going to dry out the sockets in your eyes. So if you want eye trouble later, that's fine and dandy, not my problem, but turn it off because those dust things they'll go in there. I don't care what you do. Don't have it blowing on you. You can have it in the room, just don't have it blowing on you. Okay, those are some things to think about. How many of you attend support groups? I know. There's a lot of you out there. How important is that? It's really, really important, right? Okay, because you're going to get the skinny on stuff that you won't get anywhere else, okay? How do I get make those hard decisions? It's really important to have that family meeting, caring for the caregiver. Do you have a backup plan? How many of you have a backup plan? Okay, you can't always depend on your kids. You can't always depend on your neighbors. Okay, you need a backup plan. Okay, do you have your legal and financial stuff in order? Okay, do you have those phone calls made? Are you on the wait list for all the different services going on? The senior helpline. Have you checked out the veteran services? Have you found a great adult daycare? I know where there's a really good one. Really good. Okay, and I just want to leave you with a special story. It's on the back. It's called the Starfish Story. And it says, one day a man was walking along the beach. In the distance, he saw a young boy throwing something into the surf. As he got closer, he saw that the boy was picking up starfish that had washed ashore and gently tossing them back into the water. The man asked him why he was doing this deed. The boy replied that the sun was coming up and that the starfish would surely die on the beach if they were left there. The man said, "Young man, do you realize there are miles and miles of beach, and there are starfish along every mile? You cannot possibly make a difference." At this, the young boy bent down, picked up another starfish, and threw it into the ocean. As it met the water, he said it made a difference for that starfish. So I want y'all to make a difference for your starfish because they're depending on you. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Karen.
I do have my book out. It's the Dementia Caregivers Little Book of Hope. I'm right over here if anybody wants to talk to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you.